So what we are learning is we are learning SAP FICO, SAP
Okay.
FICO module. Okay. So as you know, in SAP we have two kind of roles. We or two kind of modules we have in SAP. One is called technical module and functional module. Okay.
Okay.
So even though you are going to learn FICO, but you should know at least what all kind of modules are there, because when you are working in real time,
Mm.
you are going to interact with different modules consultants, right? Okay. On functional sides, we have FICO like that. Many are there. So these are the main. FICO, is finance and controlling. Okay, basis, what basis does is it will define your servers structure, landscape of the systems. So
Mm.
everything we capture in finance. So other modules are like feeder to FI, to the finance. Finance is receiver. Finance receives data from different modules, and
Mm.
finally it prepares a report or the data wherein management can see like what is the profitability, okay, what is the loss, or how the business is performing, and as per the legal requirements they can prepare the financial statements. So that is only possible in finance module. The finance
Mm.
module is very important and backbone of the business. When we say FICO, it means finance and controlling. Um, Actually, controlling is a different module.
Mm.
So in controlling, what we do in general terms, we call it cost accounting. Okay,
Okay.
so cost accounting means this is internal accounting. It is less bothered about the external accounting, where company has to show their financial statements, the government authorities, to the banks or shareholders, yeah, to show the performance or growth of the organization, where we use financial accounting. Whereas cost accounting is for internal purpose, for internal decision making. If management want to know the profitability or performance of a particular product, of a particular branch, segment, okay, or business unit, or business segment, or business line. Okay, so this can be drilled down to very minute levels. Can be like we can have profit center for a product, we can have profit center for a department. We can know like the performance of a department, HR department, finance department, sales department, like that. So that is only possible using controlling module, and it is only required for the internal decision making only. Okay, so it doesn't have to do anything from the legal point of view. Whereas financial accounting is the legal requirement, wherein we need to prepare the balance sheet, trial balance, and P&L. We are learning everything except product costing and COPA. If you learn product costing and COPA means you are a CEO consultant. So apart
Okay.
from that, in controlling, what we have, so let me list it down here. Finance, manufacturing. These are the things I want to learn in controlling module. In finance, we have, okay, these are the sub modules which in the finance module.
Okay.
okay, which you want to learn in control of it. And apart from this, product costing. This is for the COPA. This two we are not learning. This is part of controlling module in pure controlling. When you say I'm a controlling consultant, means you know these two things. Okay,
Okay.
that is for that. Like if you want to learn FICO properly, or if you want to really want to become a FICO consultant, there are few prerequisites. Okay, do you understand the basic fundamentals of accounting? The prerequisite is that you should know the basic accounting basically. Okay, what should be debit, what should be credit, what is like P&L, what is the balance sheet, what is the trial balance. Okay, so business process. When I say business process, means you should know how like what is the business no model, like how does business operates when
Mm,
you are when you are being hired as a SAP consultant. Why business will hire you as an SAP consultant? Because what is their business, what they are doing. Okay, so
mm,
business means what like either your client would be dealing with a product,
mm.
or they would be dealing with the service, right? Either they would be selling or purchasing the product, or selling or
Okay.
purchasing the service.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Mm,
from like if they want to purchase, what would be the process? So they have the purchase department. Okay, so in the purchasing department, there are certain steps the process follow.
mm,
Process flow would be there. They need to follow, right?
mm.
Like if they want to purchase, um, say like semi-finished goods, uh, to to make their final product.
Mm,
So what they do, like they have the purchase order. They will have the process to select the vendor from which they are going to purchase those parts, semi-finished goods. Okay. So business process is what basically they want to buy some raw material or semi-finished goods. They will make a final product and they will sell it to the customers, the market. When they're selling, they are earning some margin on that. So they're earning some profit. Okay, and during that process, they are also incurring some expenses. It can be labor cost or staff salary, office expenses, all
mm,
those things, and marketing cost and all. And finally, they are arriving in the final profit,
mm,
like how much they spend on the procurement, and then how much they earned when they sell the final product. Apart from
mm,
that, how much other expenses business has incurred, how much taxes and salaries they have paid, and what is the gross profit and what is the net profit. Okay, this is the
mm,
basically process. So that is why they need different modules consultant for different kind of process.
mm,
Because once SAP is implemented, it is not it's a huge system. So um, only single person or the single team cannot have the visibility across all the modules. So that's why the companies or the client need the different consultants for each module. Okay,
mm, mm,
because they know the process, business process, but they don't know the technicality of SAP if they stuck somewhere. Okay, so how do they handle it? Or if they need some enhancement, some improvement. So they can tell from the business point of view, but how to map it in SAP? how to fulfill their requirement, how to make it better. So where SAP consultant would come in picture.
Okay.
So that is what business process. We should have little knowledge of the business process. Okay, now let me tell you what kind of projects we have in SAP.
Projects?
Hmm.
No, I don't know.
Okay, okay. So say like, uh, okay, you already worked as a FI, FICO
Training
consultant.
consultant, yes.
Sorry?
FI trainee consultant.
Okay, training consultant. Okay.
Mm.
Uh, like some company has hired you after taking the interview and they are happy with your knowledge. So once company hire you, they will put you in SAP projects. So there can be different kind of SAP projects. I mean,
Okay.
when you are working as a SAP consultant, FIMMST, whatever it is, you're working as an SAP consultant.
Mm.
So you should know, okay, which kind of project it is. So depending on the project, your role would be different. Okay, it is not always the same. Like it is not always you will create company code or some master data or some configuration. You may not, or you may have to handle some other activities. So that I'll list it here. So this depends on the kind of project you are working in.
Mm.
Okay, as soon as you are hired as a FICO consultant, next thing they will put you in a project which you should know. Okay, what kind of project it is. So we have implementation project, we have rollout project,
Okay, I was in
right?
implementation. Mm.
Right. We have support project, we have migration, some people call transformation, and some also for development project. But mainly like these three are okay. These three are main projects, kind of projects. So in implementation means what you're doing is uh, implementation project means you are going to map their business in SAP. Means the client was not using SAP. Okay,
Mm.
in the past they were using some other application, some other software, ERP, whatever it is. Okay, J Edward, IBM, what Oracle's D365, Microsoft D365, Dynamics, or XYZ, anything they were using. Okay, now they want to move to SAP. Okay, so for that we have the implementation project, wherein from the scratch we need to gather all the requirements. We need to understand their business process, their reporting structure, their organizational structure. All these things we need to understand and map it in SAP. Okay, so this is basically a lot of configurations, lot of documentations, meetings involved in this kind of project.
Mm.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. The next thing is like rollout project. Any idea what is rollout project?
No.
Okay. So say one company, there is one corporate which has like offices or branches in 5 countries. Okay,
Mm.
so company operating in 5 different countries. So they were already using some XYZ software.
Okay.
Then what happened? Uh, like say they have a joint office in India, head office in India.
Okay.
Okay, so they implemented SAP in India.
Mm.
So like say they have a company called 1002. Okay, they implemented in SAP. In India, they have implemented SAP, and now they started using it. So maybe it's been 1 year or 2 years, and they're using SAP. While they are using SAP in India, another country like USA, Japan, okay,
Mm.
or other countries, other 4 countries, they are using some other ERP system, not SAP, but they are using SAP in India. Now they are okay with the SAP which they implemented in India. Now they want to utilize the same thing in these other 4 countries.
Okay.
So what will they do? They will use the templates which they have used. Means templates means same kind of structure, the same kind of GL list, same kind of vendor list, or say like overall organizational structures. So when they were implementing SAP in India, they have done a lot of work, lot of homework they have done. They figured it out how to map in SAP. But now they are going to implement in other countries. So they like lot of things they already know. A lot of things they got the clarity on. So just few things for these particular 4 countries, they need to map or adjust a little bit. So
Mm.
that's why it is called the rollout because a lot of things they already know, and the same thing they will replicate it in different countries. They are just going to replicate. When they're replicating, some things may be just country specific, just for Japan. So they will configure in addition to the overall configuration. Some things they will implement in USA. Okay, so that is called the rollout projects, wherein SAP is already implemented in one of the country.
Mm.
Okay, and
Mm.
for remaining country offices, they are going to use SAP, so they will roll out. This is called the rollout project.
Okay.
Yeah, then we have support project. So what is the support project? Basically, it comes after implementation and rollout. Say like you have implemented SAP, so you completed your project in 1 year, 6 months, or 2 years, depending on the business complexity, the size of the business. So depending on that, the duration can be different for each implementation projects. So you have implemented SAP. Okay,
Mm.
now to support their users or to support the business users for the day-to-day business transactions, we bring the support project. Okay, so here your roles, responsibilities will be totally different compared to when you are working in a implementation project or compared to when you are working in a rollout project. So rollout implement is kind of same only, whereas support is totally different. Here you have different kind of processes you need to follow, different kind of roles, different kind of metrics you have in the support project.
But
Okay,
support process comes after implementation or rollout project, right?
comes after you said.
Support project always comes after implementation project or rollout project.
Right. Yeah, so Yeah, technically you are right, but it's not necessary that you only will implement and then you only will support. Okay, it can be like SAP was implemented by Capgemini.
Okay.
Okay, then support project was handled by say like Deloitte,
Oh, okay.
or it can also be like Deloitte has implemented and now Deloitte itself is supporting. So that depends on the client. So there are different agreements. Okay,
Mm.
so yeah, you may win. Yeah, like your company may win both the projects. Your company may win only one project, like support project.
Mm.
Then the migration project. Migration is like it is like migration and upgrade. We can say like if client was using SAP's older version, PHP 5, PHP 4, something, and they want to migrate to PHP 7, okay, PHP 6, which is like there would be some new functionalities would be there in the newer versions, okay, technically and functionally. So they need to do migrations,
Okay.
or say like company was using ECC. Now client has implemented, they want to implement S/4HANA. So the data which are mapped in ECC, they need to map in S/4HANA. So that is also for the migration project. Okay, the transformation project, one of project I have worked in, they call it transformation project. What it includes is that it is basically mixture of all the four projects, which means implementation was done. They want to do rollout. They also want to do support. They also want to do some development, some process enhancement, improvement. Okay, so they call it yeah, transformation project also. Development project means specifically they want to design some process, some totally customized process they want to implement for the business. Say like for accounts payable department, they want to automate invoice posting, approving, and payment, all those things. So that is purely like it is not standard which SAP delivers. This is totally as per the client requirement, which we need to understand and develop as per the requirement. So that is your development project.
Um,
So did you get some clarity on this?
yeah. Means transformation project is the combo of implementation, rollout, support, and migration. All of these things, right?
Correct, correct. Yeah.
But I did not get it. The development project.
All right. Say you already implemented SAP. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. SAP is already implemented, and say you are working with the you're working with TCS.
Hmm.
Okay. So TCS as the support project. They are supporting it.
Hmm.
What they support, day-to-day transaction, day-to-day incidents, tickets they are getting, they are resolving it. Okay.
Hmm.
So whatever the processes were implemented,
Hmm.
now support TCS SAP support team is supporting the users to run their business smoothly. Okay, so this is like ongoing process.
Okay.
Getting?
Hmm.
So now what happens? Since you are supporting it, it's been many months or years.
Hmm.
Now client wants to like they have some new requirement. SAP is already implemented best standard processes. Now they have some different process. They want okay, we want to integrate with the third party system wherein they will just scan the vendor invoice. Once the invoice is scanned, it should automatically come in SAP and it should automatically create the purchase transaction. It should also create a PO, purchase order, then it should post invoice. Once the invoice is posted, it should send the confirmation back to the third party system.
mm,
Okay, once third party user will confirm based on the payment term, the payment should trigger automatically and it should credit to their bank account. So there is nothing standard process like this in SAP. This is purely their requirement and they want to design this process. It is not available in standard SAP. We need ABAP consultants, we need FI consultant, AP consultant, consultant for this. Okay, so what will happen? TCS will form a new small team
mm.
within the support team and they will assign this task to them. Okay, you need to develop. This is the client requirement and you need to get some idea and start working on this. So what you're doing, you are developing a new product for the client.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that's why they call it development project. Is
Okay.
it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so in these projects, you may have different roles. Okay,
Mm,
so what kind of role you may have? Not only this, yeah, definitely there would be little bit difference in the roles and tasks. But overall, as a FSU consultant, you are supposed to know the things which I'm going to list down. Okay, so you should be knowing the in and out of your module. Means you should know configuration. Okay, if something standard requirement comes, if they say we want one vendor and there should be some different vendor groups for Australia, one vendor group for India.
mm,
So this is the standard configuration part. That's why you should know the configuration. If they say we want to configure one new company code, so you should know the configuration part.
mm,
Okay, you learn. Apart from that, you should know the business process understanding.
mm,
Like when you are interacting with the user, you should understand the business process.
mm,
Uh, it's not like we always focus on the configuration. Okay, it's not
mm,
like we always focusing on the configuration because that is a totally technical thing. If you
mm,
don't understand the business process, configuration won't work at all. You need to know the basic requirement clarity. Then only we can map it in SAP. So SAP is what a tool, but to use the tool, we should know the business process.
mm,
Also, like if something you're configuring or designing in SAP, what can be impact, financial impact, accounting impact. Okay, you should know like business impact of new process or function. Okay, that you will know once you understand the business process and configurations. If you're configuring one part, one activity,
mm,
so what would be the impact of this activity in future or in cross modules or in cross sub modules? Okay, for example, like if business has asked you to create one GL account
mm,
on GL account for say some expenses, XYZ expenses.
mm,
So when you are creating the GL account, you should know okay which all company codes this GL has to be assigned and whether this GL code has to be a P&L category or balance sheet category. If it is a P&L category, should it be a cost element or not? Okay, one thing if you miss, maybe you posted some documents, and in future you came to know that no, it should also have been a cost element. Then you cannot enable it because already you posted the transactions. So going forward, you may face many complexities.
Okay.
That's why you should know the impact of the process which you are working on,
Okay.
and that you will know once you do the configuration and practice. Okay, different scenarios.
Mm.
Okay, and then also you are responsible for the documentation. Documentation means there are certain documents you need to prepare if you are working in an implementation project or even in support project also. Say like if you are configuring some process, say in accounts payable.
Mm.
So that's what you have configured. You need to prepare a document, which is called the configuration document, wherein you need to mention the path, the transaction code, and the particular screenshot of that process.
Mm.
Okay, and the use of this, impact of that, all those things. So that it will be the documentation part. So you should also know the documentation, how to prepare the documentation. Okay, this may sound a bit like complicated, but it's easier when you start working on this. You will learn it. I will share some sample documents also. Okay, you
Okay.
can see configuration documents how it looks like. Apart from this, we have we have something called FH, functional specifications. So
Mm.
if something you need to design new process, you will list down all the steps in that FS. From the technical side, what is expected, and from functional side, like what should be the input, what should be the output, all those things. So those all things you will get to know once you start working. When just you see the simple documents, that's not an big task. But I'm just telling you, these are the roles and responsibilities of a FIC consultant.
Okay. But this configuration role comes only in implementation project and rollout project, right? Not in support project.
Yes, mostly not in support projects, but say there is one incident, okay, in support project that house bank is not working,
Mm.
and vendor payment is not working, and when you are analyzing it, you came to know that something like bank key is missing, or maybe like in the payment method address is missing something. Then what you have to do? You have to do the configuration, right?
Yes.
So as
Yes.
part of the incident, sometimes you may have do configuration, sometimes you may not. But it's like 50%, I would say, depending on the kind of client system. If the system is very much stable, you may have to do very less configuration. The system is not stable, okay, which is not properly implemented, or new requirement keeps on coming, then you have to involve in the configurations also. Not only in configurations, you may have to involve in the customization, I mean G development also. Some development, if there is some requirement to develop a report which is not there in SAP, so you have to design the new G development report. You have to sit with the back consultant and design the report or workflow. Okay, so in support project, yeah, it won't be end-to-end configuration, but some of the parts you may have to configure.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
after the documentation, you should know the training. You may require to give the training to the users. This can be part of all kind of projects, support, implement. If it is a part of implementation, say like once you have implemented, once you have implemented AR process, accounts receivable. Okay, so business users, they have never used SAP, they were using some XYZ other software. Now the SAP is totally new for them, right?
Mm.
So you may have to give to the AR department training, okay, how to create sale order, how to get customers, how to see the customer balance, how to receive the payment, all those things. Not it's not in depth, but it's like basic trainings you should give to the users. You know your system and you just need to explain to them. Okay, nothing, it's not rocket science. Then support already, like you should also know how to support means interaction with the user through email, through phone, whatever the channel it is, and resolve their issues, fix their issues if you are in a support project. Okay, so
Mm.
these kind of roles and responsibilities you should have in a particular consultant, FHO consultant will have.
Okay.
Okay. So what all we have covered, like yeah, SAP overview, kind of roles we have, kind of projects, kind of modules we have in finance, how many sub modules we have in controlling, how many sub modules we have. Yeah, prerequisites, what kind of projects, and what is the role of the FSO consultant. Okay, that's
Mm.
what we have done today. Anything, if it is not clear to you at all, you can ask me.
No, it's clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's cover a little one more small topic, which is called the landscape. What is the landscape? It is
Landscape.
called SAP landscape. Means when you say SAP, when you running in the training, see this is SAP login pad, right? This is how we log in. So in this, you see only one connection, ECC, right?
Mm.
If you double click on this, uh, you will log into SAP. Whereas in the real time, if you see, there are so many connections like this, ECC, like EEQ, EEP, HD, okay, HHT, SIT. Like this, there would be so many connections. So that is called the basically landscape. Landscape, that means how the SAP system is designed for that particular client. That means in SAP we have three servers. Okay, in
Mm.
total we have servers. So when I say SAP, in SAP we can have three servers minimum. What are those three servers in India?
No.
Okay. Just, just a minute, huh? Just a minute. I'll be back. So when we say SAP, we have three servers. Okay,
Mm.
development.
Quality, production.
Yeah, correct. All right.
Actually, I know, but I forgot.
The terminology you might have forgot. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so in development again, like you can have like development is one server. Okay, in each server you can have different clients. So like you can have two clients development. Okay, like client 100 in the client 110. Okay, like this. So similarly, you can have two QA also. Okay, or it can be one QA. Basically, production is same only, but sometimes they have two also.
Means only two clients
Means
are,
sorry, say again.
means only there are two clients for development, two clients for quality, and two clients for production. There are nothing more than that.
Yeah, minimum actually. Basically, minimum only one is required. One for development, one quality, one production.
Okay.
But in ideal scenario, two in development. One is for the sandbox, other is for the golden client. In quality, we have one system is called SIT. Okay, one is called UAT, like for UAT system. Okay, so like 200 to 10. Basically, in production, majority, say like 95%, it is only one. But sometimes, in very rare case, they have two. One is like kind of backup of the production, or like if there are some very critical incidents. Okay, so what
Mm.
they will do, they will copy the production data and
Mm.
they will put in the pre-production server. There they can analyze it. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
quickly, and like they can manipulate the data and they can try to replicate and try to fix it. Once they are sure, okay, this can be fixed, then they will move to development. They will test in development, then in quality, and finally they satisfied, got approval, then go to the production. Okay,
Mm.
so like in production, mostly it is only one only. So this is called the this is called the landscape. So this landscape differs for each client. It's not like universal. Okay. Like my current project, I have only three. One, yeah, two for the development, one for QA, one for the production. In my earlier clients, it was totally different. Okay, so that is what the landscape is.
Means landscape
So,
is a client.
like we have client specific, right?
Okay.
But in ideal scenario, this is the ideal scenario actually, what I explained here.
Okay.
Okay, so we will discuss from this ideal scenario point of view. When you are working in real time, this may differ. Okay, but for learning purpose, let us consider this one.
Okay.
Okay, so we have development. What is this? This is server. We have quality, then we have production. These are the servers. Then we have client. So we can have 100 and okay,
Mm.
200, 210, 300 is the production. This number also, this can also be different. Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm saying 100 for development, sometimes can be 100 for production. So this is what basis person will define with the agreement with the business.
Okay.
Okay, for some certain limitations, certain parameters, metrics, they will design all these things. Okay, so just consider that like there can be two clients in development, two clients in quality, one client in production. Okay,
Mm.
so so like 100 is what? 100 is like called the sandbox. And this name also, this is like what we say, very fundamental things. Okay, in the real time, you may not see the name as sandbox. Okay,
Okay.
like in that logon pad, what you saw ECC, right?
Mm.
So like that, it can like in real time they can give name like EED. Okay, for sandbox, and for 110, basically this is called hold on client. In real time, it can be EEH. Who knows what name they can be? Okay,
Mm.
so it's not to confuse that. In quality, 200 can be UAT, or they can call EEQ. Okay, EEQ they can call, or if it is 210, basically this is for SIT, they can call EES. Okay, 300 production, they can call PRD, you can call prod. Okay, anything.
Mm.
Getting?
Yes. But this EED, FFH, this is also not fixed, right? Name?
Yeah, this is also not fixed. So this is sandbox, which can be renamed as anything by the client.
Okay.
But when you are working, they will tell you like this is sandbox, or like they can tell you this client is for what purpose and this client is for what purpose.
Okay.
So I'll tell you the purpose, and then you will understand if someone say, okay, this is sandbox or this is golden client, or if they say this kind of activity we do in this client, so you will understand, okay, this is sandbox. Or XYZ kind of activity if you do in this client, you will understand automatically, okay, client is talking about the golden client.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So sandbox is what like Sandbox is totally raw. Basically, you can play in that. This is just for R&D. Like you can do whatever you want to do. You can create a number of data, number of configuration, anything if you want to create, you can create it and you can test it.
Mm.
Okay, it there is no basically there is no limitation at all. Okay, it is say like your test system, say like your practice system. Okay,
Mm.
in the server which you took, so they didn't say to you that okay you don't create like this like that, right?
Mm.
They just say okay we will charge monthly this much. They will give you the ID and password and you do whatever you want, right?
Mm.
So it is just similar to that. And in the golden client, what they do, they do the pure development.
Configuration.
It can be pure development or config, whatever. Which is real, okay, which is not like fixes. It is not like something you can assume and you can do. This you will do whenever you get some requirement.
Okay.
Okay, as per the requirement, as per the agreement, documentations, emails, whatever the approvals you have, accordingly you will do in the golden client. Then basically, what happens? Uh, they do UT also in golden client. Okay, UT means what? Unit test.
Meaning.
So unit test means what? Meaning, say like you have done some configuration, some process,
Mm.
3 to 4 steps process you configured.
Mm.
Now for yourself only you want to test whether whatever I have done, configuration steps, okay, I've done properly. Now you want to treat it as like end user, like you want to post some real business kind of transactions. Okay, so you do the transactions, you will check whether these transactions are posting as expected or if it is giving some error or message. So that test you will do yourself and you will take the screenshots if it is passed. If it is failed, you will take a screenshot. What action is required, you will mention in those UT test documents, which is nothing but a spreadsheet format only, wherein you have a step, say like step one. Okay, then like description of the step, step what create vendor. Okay, then you say input, you say output. Input what you will give, what should be company code. Okay,
Mm.
what should be name of the vendor like that. Output is what vendor created successfully. Then screenshot. You will give the screenshot. So like this, you will do the unit test. So
Okay.
some specific formats client may give, or you can get so many sample templates. Okay, so once this is done, then it comes to the quality. So quality is where we get the involvement of the business users. Okay, so quality means whatever you have done in the sandbox and golden client, you have satisfied by yourself by whatever the activities you have done. You are okay with it. Now you hand over to the user. Okay,
Mm.
you say okay, whatever the requirement you have given, I have configured and I made it available in quality system. Can you please check and verify if it is working? So user, sometimes you may give the steps to the user. Okay, these are the steps. Okay, please complete these steps. So they will follow those steps and they will Just say yes, okay, okay, or if not, they will mention, okay, this is not correct. Or sometimes user
Mm.
they themselves have some predefined formats, so accordingly they will test, and sometimes they will not have even any format. Even you will not have. Over email only, they will confirm, okay, I tested it is working fine. That is also enough. So
Okay.
it depends client to client. Okay, it's not
Mm.
nothing is universal.
Mm.
But best practice there would be some format wherein they will do the testing. They will put screenshots and they will reply. Okay, test is passed. Okay, test is successful. Once they say it is successful, then you will move to the production.
Mm.
Production is also called the live environment. Once it is in the live environment, now everyone can use that process. All the users who has access to that kind of process, the new process which you have configured, they can use it and they won't face any issues. Still, if they face an issue, if say like something is missed in your development, in your quality, steps, UT, everywhere, okay, or
Mm.
something missed, and now in the live environment, the users will face that issue.
Mm.
So they will come to you through email, through call, or through or ticket some incidents. Okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm facing. Now again you need to start replicating that issue in the development, same issue. Okay, you will decide or you need to find out what was missing, why it was missing. If you could figure it out, maybe it was the user manual error. You need to train the user. Okay, over email
Mm.
only. Okay, please follow this step instead of that step, then it will work. Or if it is a genuine error mistake, then you need to again configure new thing, again follow the same process, do UT, and then transfer to the live system.
Mm.
Okay, so that is the system. So this landscape is used in any kind of project. Can be implementation support or any. Okay, so this is what SAP landscape.
This whole
So when
thing.
we, yeah, this whole thing is called the SAP landscape. Means how SAP is structured
Okay.
for their business. It can be little different for every client. It's not universal.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So what else? So when we are practicing, that is like development system. When we are practicing, okay,
Mm.
the test system. But when we are working in the real time, you have so many different clients,
Mm.
not only the one. And there are certain processes, approvals. You need to go through everything. Then only you can start configuring or fitting anything. It's not like by just by your will you can do anything. So there are certain processes in every business.